You know, I never thought I'd see two Samoan brothers try to choke down the shaft of a tall Caucasian Canadian man on camera again. Always delete your search history. I'm John Rentham with my review of WWE Smackdown, and I do apologize for this review being delayed by a good bit. I had to work last night, and I just got to the rest of the show this morning. I will explain why during this review. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Also, it is the final Smackdown inside the award-winning WWE Thunderdome. And since they've already taped Raw inside the award-winning WWE Thunderdome, they are deconstructing the award-winning WWE Thunderdome. And I still don't know what awards it won, and I don't give a shit. I'm glad they're going back out on the road. Next Friday, we'll be in Houston, and then we will have Money in the Bank. And then we'll have Raw, and then we will see how the crowds receive this product that has had some good and has had some misses, but at least we won't get so much dubbed-in crowd noise. We might just get the mics turned down for what? Turned down when they don't give the reactions WWE wants. But anyway, so we start off with Jimmy racing, above the legal speed limit, because I'm just going to say right now, Jimmy Uso needs help. He really does. That many DUIs in that short amount of time, especially when he's got kids and he's got a wife and he's got responsibilities. He needs help. And if he's not going to get the help, they got to they got to find a way to make him go to rehab, even if he says no, because this kind of shit is going to affect somebody. It's going to hurt somebody. And at his age, it's one thing. You shouldn't be doing this shit anyway, but there are people that do things when they're young and stupid. He needs help. He really does. And I'm frustrated WWE has almost seemingly ignored it, even though by the end you could argue that maybe they were punishing him, but they kind of just wove it into the storyline. So he's talking to Heyman. Heyman says, well, Roman, he's a tribal chief, and he will, give you your full attention, or his full attention later tonight, but now you just got to wait. And then Roman and Heyman make their entrance, and so many dubbed in Roman sucks chants, and he says, well, there's a lot about last week that I didn't like either. I don't know why you guys are so upset that I wasn't here. I was taking care of things. He was taking care of business every day, taking care of business every way. And then he knocks edge. He says, fear can happen in the moment or whatever. So maybe at Mania for like 10 or 20 seconds, I had fear. Any fighter will have that. And I will say that Roman has been nailing these promos. He's absolutely been nailing them. Now, I'll be interested to see how he manages to turn it up when the crowds come back, because they're probably going to be booing him like crazy, so he's really going to have to speak louder, because that's been kind of the issue with the dubbed-in crowd noises. It's kind of subdued what Roman says, and even though Roman has spoke, with levity and everything, and some anger, but has kept his tone low, he's going to have to kind of adjust that. But Roman, at this point, is basically auditioning for Hollywood, and he's pretty much nailed this. I'm not Roman's biggest fan, but this is how he should have been presented a number of years ago, because then you could have turned him face, and it would have meant a whole lot more. So, what happened at Mania or whatever, even after that fear, I smashed him, stacked him, pinned him, and then he went backstage and got head at the table. Stop thinking about it. You know who you are. I know you're thinking about it. Stop it. Get some help. So then here's Jimmy to explain why he did what he did last week, and not why he did what he did a couple days ago. Seriously, he needs goddamn help, or else. And basically, he talked about Roman taking a vacation. It's like, well, I don't take vacations, but if anyone deserves one, it's absolutely me. But I don't take them. And I was doing what you couldn't do. And then Jay's back. Your right-hand man is back. Let's become the 7-time tag team champions, he says. Roman says, that's what I've been saying. We can do it together, my way. I did it my way. Not like Pat Patterson, who's not up in heaven. He's down there in hell. So Kayla interviews Corbin. He's down. The crown is down. And because he lost so much money, because he's no longer King of the Ring. I didn't know King of the Ring had that many endorsements. Evidently, I was wrong. I guess it's all the marketing and everything. And all, the record-breaking profits go to King Corbin because he has, when they saw him in a crown, they thought, it worked for Billie Eilish, it'll work for King Corbin. Now not so King Corbin. So they gave him no music, and then we get recasts. And then Big E's out there to do commentary, and he shows footage of Corbin's Mercedes that was towed last week, was bought on auction by Nakamura and Boogs. Okay. If you're trying to make me feel bad for Corbin, I don't care, because I haven't really cared about his character for a couple of years. And once again, I need to emphasize the guy is crisp, smooth, and very good in the ring. Very safe in the ring. But I haven't really cared for his character for a number of years. It's just, he's just kind of there, but he is good in the ring. So anyway, Nakamura entrance. Corbin blindsides Nakamura. And this is the point where I actually shut off the show and then came back to it in the morning. Because, mind you, it's Corbin attacking Nakamura. Boogs is in Nakamura's corner. And now Boogs comes to Corbin's aid, says Cole. I want to remind again that Michael Cole's so motherfucking bad at his job that he needs to be canned. Or at least taken off of commentary. Like, he is so fucking terrible. I know he's got Vince McMahon and brain parasites screaming in his goddamn ear because he's got no goddamn brain left because he hasn't had a brain left for at least 15 fucking years. But god damn it. If I'm going to knock JR for saying WWE Dynamite, then I got to knock Michael Cole for being really offensively bad as a commentator. He's fucking terrible. Anyway, so I actually wrote down, I decided to go to sleep and watch the rest of the show because otherwise I would have been too pissed off at Michael Cole. And it seems like nitpicking, but Michael Cole is just so bad, so terrible. Nakamura and Corbin in the Money Man qualifier. Why were Big E and Pat McAfee getting, getting foot massage, therapy, like, with those that water treatment stuff or whatever it was? And of course, at one point, McAfee says that Corbin could harness his desperation and anger into something great. He could be an unstoppable force, also known as the Jimmy Snuka and Chris Benoit method. Haha, I'm going to hell, but it'll be a fun ride. Eventually, there was there was like a move onto the announcer's table. No DQ. DQ and Rhea versus Charlotte, but not here. Okay. And commentary keeps making hairline jokes. Not that I have anything to say about that. But anyway, Kinshasa for the win. It was a match that certainly happened. At least Nakamura won. Usos talk about handling business. Hopefully not handling each other's business. That's incest. And Natalia and Tamina have an open challenge. They got some mic time. At least Natalia did. I wish Tamina didn't. So, who were the people that they called up? Well, they thought, hey, Bayley went down with an injury. I'll talk about that here in a little bit. And they thought, well, geez, we need people to challenge them. Hey, we could have the Iconics, we split them up and then we fired them. Hey, we could, bring back we could have Mickie James. No, we got rid of her too. Hey, Ruby, we could have the Riot Squad. No, we got rid of Ruby. They got rid of so many women, they called up Shotzi and Tegan, who apparently were teaming up before Tegan suffered one of many ACL injuries that she's had. And the human body can only take so much, so I hope she can survive it. Shotzi, as far as a career, Shotzi and Tegan are teaming up again. Random, given what they were doing in NXT, considering that Tegan Nox is fully charged, snaps ACL again, and is now back on Smackdown. Or is up on Smackdown, rather. Snaps ACL again. This is a new torn quad joke. So, this match happened. It certainly happened. It was a non-title match. It wasn't bad, but it was quick, and I love Shotzi, but she totally missed that senton. But still pinned Natalia 1, 2, 3. Good job there. So, there we go. I hope that Tegan, her body holds up and she can have a long career. It's just with 3 ACL injuries, that's just at that age. I mean, that's like Chris Sabin levels of leg injuries. And he's been really good, but nobody could ever quite be the same after that. Edge gets interviewed. He's ready for anything that Roman and Usos do, and he calls out Roman's manhood. Oh, no. Sonya is out there in a suit looking incredible. Sonya's goddamn great, killing it in this role. She announced Bayley's replacement after these words from Bayley. And she blames her injury on all of you people. What do you mean, you people? No, she's healing it up. And I feel bad for Bayley because there's no good time for an injury, but honestly, after she has carried the fucking company, and she's been one of the few that has carried the company absolutely throughout the pandemic era and has been a shining force. And I'm not talking about the string of RPG games that were interesting to say the least. She has been doing a whole lot of good stuff. And this injury, it's unfortunate, freak accident. Thank God Lars Sullivan was got fired. I will say this. She's supposed to be out 9 months. I will be surprised. I don't know if she's going to be back by the Rumble. She will be back by Mania. If she's not back by Mania, I'll be amazed. I think that she will be able to heal up. She may try to come back. Hopefully she doesn't come back too soon. But, God, could you imagine? They said Edge would be out for a while. Edge got injured in July of 2009, and he was back by the Rumble. So who says Bayley won't be back by the Rumble? And let me tell you right now, Bayley is left as a heel. They may try to bring her back as a heel. Guess what? She shows up at the Rumble. That pop will blow the roof off of the arena, unless it's an open air stadium, and then will blow off the roof of the arena next to it. What I'm saying is that Bayley will get a massive reaction. So Sonya then says, hey, Bianca will not defend her title at Money in the Bank. What's going on? Is she going to defend it in the Money in the Bank ladder match? Is she going to, are they going to do something interesting with it? Nope, she's going to face Carmella. Okay, literally the worst option. They got rid of all these women and they somehow kept Carmella. I'm not for anybody losing their job except for Jackson Riker, the Jackson Rectionist, but Carmella doesn't have the talent level to warrant getting these shots. So Carmella's out there. Liv is upset. And Sonya says, well, you cut me off. I was going to put you in the Money in the Bank match, and you got 30 seconds to get out of my face. Sonya's going to screw her over at the pay-per-view, isn't she? Probably. Absolutely. So, Bianca then shows up and says that she will finish this with Bayley at some point whenever she comes back, and will beat Carmella next week. For the love of God, don't you dare have Carmella be the one to beat Bianca. She won't be, but God forbid, that would be terrible. So, Roman and Heyman are talking, and Heyman basically says, we have a problem, it's Edge. He questioned your manhood. Ooh. So, Tony is coming to Friday night, and I feel a different kind of Smackdown coming on. Har har. I will say Toni Storm is going to add some, fresh blood to Smackdown, and she's really nice. Got to meet her about 3 years ago in Indie Show. And I'm super happy for her success. And hey, her and Juice Robinson, Juice has definitely won at life, even if he can't win a lot of matches in New Japan. So, Owens joins commentary for this match. Cesaro versus Rollins. Money in the Bank qualifier. Good as expected. Really good. Just seen it a lot. I'm kind of tired of this feud. There are only so many feuds that can go on for so goddamn long, and even though the matches have been good, I don't understand why it's still going. At one point, there was this exposed buckle. Cesaro was bleeding after Rollins fisted him so hard from behind that blood came out the front. Don't ask me how that works. That's how physics work in my world. So anyway, we get eventually a stomp, 1, 2, 3. And Cesaro was bleeding quite a bit. I hope he's all right. But then the Usos go to Edge's locker room and talk loudly about their plan to the point where Edge and I think Edge's grandparents could have heard the plan. And I don't even know if Edge's grandparents are still living. If they are, good. If they aren't, I feel bad. But seriously, everybody within a 10-mile radius could have heard that goddamn shit. And then he's just not in there. Where is he? He must be going out to the ring, but not yet. Rollins is celebrating backstage as Kayla interviews him. And then he mentions how, well, he cashed in on Roman at Mania 31, and he waited a while. Maybe he won't wait so long this time. And then Edge shows up, and they have a face-off. So here's what's going to happen. Rollins is going to win the Money in the Bank ladder match. He's going to screw over Edge in the main event, and we're going to get Edge versus Rollins at SummerSlam. If they don't do that, I'll be amazed. Just because Rollins will want to say, oh, shit, well, I didn't win this, and I'm going to take Edge's opportunity away from him. So, we have Gable and Majin Buu. That is what Otis is until he fixes that, because that's exactly what he looks like. They're going to destroy everybody. This isn't working. They're trying, but it isn't working. So here's Edge to call out Roman. He doesn't care how many minions Roman has. If Roman develops minions, those stupid little Twinkie fucks, I am out. So he says he will beat them all. He will beat all the Twinkies. Oh, please do. Then he shows the chair leg stuff. Where he made Roman choke on a shaft in front of thousands at Raymond James Stadium. And then made one of the Usos choke on his shaft. Man, this cousin on cousin shafting. I usually have to go to a different kind of website to see that, and I regret saying that, but I'm just going to roll with it. So, Roman comes out. And then the Usos come out. Because Roman said, I'm going to take care of this on my own. The Usos come out, and he's like, I told you not to. So, Edge and Roman start having a good fisting back and forth. Never a bad time to see a fisting between the former star of Haven and the future, head of Hollywood. The future head at the table of Hollywood. And then the Usos suddenly glom Edge. And then Rey and Dominic come from seemingly nowhere. Like, where the hell did they come from? They came in with chairs. They were beating the Usos. This was really busy and really frenetic. It wasn't dull. It wasn't great, but it wasn't dull. The Usos get Edge, and then Dominic hits a 619 on both of them. Roman just leaves and stands up on the ramp like, well, I guess one of my cousins was really stupid. I'm gonna let both of them get punished. And then Edge gets his shaft out, and then makes Jay take it, and then makes Jimmy take it. And Jimmy was just, Jimmy just was struggling. He couldn't even stand up or whatever. He was wobbling. He was all swaying and everything. And okay, that's enough of that. And then as he kept shafting both cousins, Roman kept looking back thinking, man, I could get head at the table, and I'm done with these shaft jokes. That was the end of the show. This show was fine. I went a little bit because, hey, there was some stuff to talk about. Going to be interesting to see what they do for Raw, since it's a taped Raw. But thank God they're going to be going back out on the road in Houston, and we will see what the Houston homecoming has. So anyway, agree, disagree with what I said, like, share, subscribe, Twitter handle in the description. I'm John Ritlin. I'll see you soon.